Oh no, this is horrible for the modern audience. Microsoft has reportedly shut down Compulsion Games, the studio behind South of Midnight. The report comes after Mike Straw said employees at Compulsion and Arcane were worried about their studio's future. He later added that some of his sources were senior staff who said there was real concern inside the teams. Compulsion joined Xbox in 2018 and released South of Midnight in 2025. The game recently won a Peabody Award, lol. Microsoft has not commented on the report so far. Now, I saw something hilarious the other day. There was this black YouTuber, who was saying something like, "You guys always tell us to make our own stories, but when South of Midnight came out, you guys were so critical of it." And it's like, dude, have you seen the player count for this? You guys didn't even play this game either. Now they're getting shut down. Don't blame this on us. You didn't even show up. You didn't even buy the game. Like, look what happened now. Modern audience, once again, doing a great job of supporting the stuff that they demand. As you can see right here, these are the numbers. All-time peak player count of 1,438. Round of applause. Great job. So South of Midnight's player count was 1,438. And it's funny how that's so close to the title of 1348 Ex Voto, which was another modern audience flop. Like, you literally just switched the 3 and the 4. This is like, what's the word for it? It's like too perfect. It's too hilarious that it worked out like that. Here's an example of the sort of people that were working on this game. This is a community manager, Katie. She had said previously, "Honestly, I hate gamers," trademark. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Makes a video game but hates gamers. Whole studio gets shut down. Wow. Who could have seen that coming? But the modern audience will tell you, like we already discussed, that they'll support this stuff. Go make this stuff. We'll support it. Show the gamers. Own the gamers. Yep. You really showed us. Look at this complete nutcase clown. Asian and white, aka white adjacent. "I'm happy and proud to announce that I've joined the amazing team at Compulsion Games as their community manager. After spending 9+ years in the gaming space as a content creator, I'm excited to begin my journey and make an impact on the other side of the industry." Yeah, dude. Wonderful, wonderful impact. Gets mocked by everyone and apparently loses her job on top of that. Great legacy. Let's see if there's any updates from this person. Oh, their account is completely locked down. Well, we could take a look at the bio. She, her, bi, pan, socialist, womanist. Corpos everywhere. Partner, business. Find me elsewhere. Keep stalking me, crackers. Dude, how could you be this trashy and immature? Holy smokes. Publicly makes terrible posts and then is like, "You guys are stalking me." We're only looking at this again because apparently y'all just got fired. Wait, it gets even better. This response to Grums reads, "This was my interaction with her when I called her out. She told me she wasn't going nowhere and she wanted to make games even more woke. Guess who's crying to sleep tonight?" So she had said, according to the screenshot, "The sheer level of scum-sucking filth that permeates the gaming industry is abhorrent. I'm disgusted to even share an interest with so many people." Oh my gosh, it just gets better and better. Response says, "Yes, the space is filled with all that. Get out of the hobby while you can. Go, please." And she responded, "Too bad, not going anywhere and making your games more woke. Have fun crying yourself to sleep tonight." Oh my gosh, this all aged so poorly for her. And excuse me, I actually read that wrong in the beginning. Sometimes the one eye thing gets to me a little bit, but she said she didn't say people, not so many people. She said so many terrible people. And it's like, yeah, okay, look in a mirror, lady. She's in the finding out phase. Her smug egotism here really aged like a fine milk, didn't it? I just had to sit back, close my wallet, and watch it all unfold. Based. Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch this in the other picture, but she's got one of those nose rings. She got like a septum piercing. Why is it so many of these people, they have to think the exact same, they have to look the exact same, do the exact thing, like literally hive mind status. It's funny how people used to try to be unique with these sort of piercings, but it's so overdone now. Like, we've all seen that a million times, that it has the opposite effect. You see someone with a piercing like that, you don't think unique. Nowadays, you see that and you think, wow, how unoriginal. Some more interesting information here. We've got Not Akira writing, When South of Midnight launched, many gamers pointed out Sweet Baby Inc. involvement. Now the studio behind the game is shutting down. You know, it sure is interesting how many games that have hired Sweet Baby Inc. end up, let me rephrase, not just games, entire studios rather. It's interesting how so many game studios that have hired Sweet Baby Inc. end up with the same fate. The post continues. Time and again, the gaming industry chose to ignore what the players actually want. Instead of focusing on giving us great games, companies keep chasing trends that follows an agenda that we gamers reject. This are great news overall because we are protesting with our wallets and we are winning this fight. The market has spoken once again, and we did it loud and clear. They really put Sweet Baby Inc. up there. Oh my gosh, they got some names that you're probably familiar with. Names like Chris Kindred, Kim Belair. A company working with Sweet Baby Inc. is a clear message the game is not for me. Exactly. As soon as we know that a game has been infected by activists, we run far away from that game. And going back to Grum's tweet about this, he said, community manager for Compulsion Games, makers of South of Midnight, hated gamers, white people, and Asians. They just closed the studio. And Heel vs. Babyface responds, saying, yes, where the developers gave their black main character powers by checks notes, picking cotton. Dude, there's no way. Did they really do that? That's crazy. Were they trying to like reclaim? Was it like a reclaim thing or something? Like, what on earth? We got Master of the TDS. I just find it funny that the main character from South of Midnight, which they developed, gets her powers from being a weaver, but upgrades them by collecting floofs, which strongly resemble cotton. So effectively, you spend the game powering up by collecting something that looks an awful lot like cotton. But no, clearly gamers are the problem. I don't even know what to say. Sweet Baby Inc. apparently worked on this. You know, they signed off on all this stuff, so this is what they wanted to release. This is their, what's the word? Magnum opus. Okay, not really. I'm being hyperbolic, but, you know, standard SBI sort of game, I guess. This guy's going all out. Noxious villain. Tags a bunch of the companies that, if I recall, Pika had in her, Katie, whatever her name is, had in her bio. Says, your respective companies should remove all affiliations with her. She's racist and highly prejudiced. Her words and actions reflects upon your image. Thank you, and I sincerely apologize for bothering by tagging you all. God bless, and have a beautiful week ahead of you. And the last response we'll take a look at is this one that reads, seems like by now companies should probably get rid of the community manager position because it seems to always get filled by some communist who has no talent or skill in actually making games and just ends up being PR poison for whatever company they're representing. I don't even know why this happens, but it does seem to happen very frequently. Like, you routinely see community managers being the worst sort of people in a community management position. It's like they do the complete opposite. They do a horrible job. There's a lot of examples of this. Here's another one. Anyways, that's the latest. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one.